Alright guys, we're live here at nomagnoTrading.com. Good to be back. Today is day 112, 518. Alright, and then change this guy here. Hope you guys had a great trading day per usual, guys. I really do mean that when I say it. I hope that you guys killed it today. I hope that all the education that you've been hopefully learning and all the things that you've been critiquing on yourself in the markets has been, helping. And, at the end of the day, guys, it's up to you to want this bad enough. How much learning do you want? How much time do you want to put in? How bad do you want it? That's what it comes down to. So please like and subscribe to the channel. Click the icon to alert you if I make new videos. I'm just trying to find my thumbnail, and I will start to get started here. Again, hopefully you guys had a great trading day. Where is it? Come on. I know I put it out here. Where are you? Where are you? You're always hiding. Why can't I find it? There it is. Okay. Again, please like and subscribe to the channel. Click the icon to alert you if I make new videos. I'd really appreciate that, guys. All right, there's that. Okay. Post that. Okay, good to go. Alright guys, there's that. Oh, did my phone die? It sure did. I'm gonna have to take that out there and put that in my phone. Alright guys, welcome back to nomagnoTrading.com. Hopefully you guys please like and subscribe to the channel. Click the icon to let you know if I make new videos. I'd really appreciate that, guys. We're going to go ahead and get started here in a little bit. What's going on, Serious Profit? What's going on, Alexander? Sorry, I'm not very good at pronouncing names. That's my apologies. Alexander. So yeah, we're just gonna hopefully get my phone charged up here in a second. It literally just died on me, so I can post on social media quick that I'm live. We're gonna have a fun day today. We're gonna go live on my Instagram with the real Dr. Miami today. Kind of just go over how he's been doing, kind of get an update from the very beginning until now, and go over my trading day as well. Medexceed, I do not. When I'm having problems with sizing, yes, I might. But today, I probably only used like 15 to 20% of my account all day long. I didn't use much more than that. I did really well with keeping my size proper and everything like that. I made sure to do that because that's extremely important, especially when you're having a couple of hiccups or you want to take a breather or you want to take a little bit of stress off. No reason to just lower your size a little bit, and that helps me a lot. So as soon as I kind of take my size off a little bit, it helps me you really get a true understanding of the decision making that I'm doing, and I'm not over analyzing. If I get in with too much size, then I start to chase because I don't want to miss out on a couple $1,000 or whatever. But then I'm not taking my typical dip buy entries that I usually do. So it kind of skews me. And then when I take small size and I see like an A+ setup, all of a sudden I will just start sizing up like not even realizing it. It's better than when I size up, I tend to chase more. I tend to realize, okay, if I would have sized up, then this is how much I would have made. So today and this week is all about taking the stress off, kind of making this week more of a sleeper week for me. Kind of my goal this week is to make 5 out of 5 green days this week. I'm not going to push any buttons. I'm not going to, well, I will be pushing buttons, but I'm not going to be pushing, too many buttons in terms of sizing up. I'm going to be making sure that I stick to my plan, stick to my rules this week. And that is conscientious about sizing, right? That's my biggest thing this week. Don't take too much size. Just laser out your entries and exits. Show myself that I can do it. Take some stress off after finishing this 1K to 1 million challenge in 109 days. Is that the second, either that or it's the first or second biggest thing is taking some stress off after that 1K to 1 million challenge in 109 business days. I kind of wanted to take a step back, continue to do my challenge to 1K to 5 mil. I could have taken a break for a week, but I want to continue to do the challenge. I just want to take a step back, give myself a week of just lighter trades, less stress up top here. And you continue to work on my entries and exits throughout the week, continue to analyze the markets on mid caps, IPOs, blue chips, and small caps, and just kind of give myself a full analysis of the market as a whole. Come back next week and start to size up a little bit more and a little bit more. So my iPhone's turning on here, so I can post on social media quick. Sorry about this, guys. Let me go live on Instagram quick. All right. Ooh, wow, I missed that. Okay, so there is that. What's going on, serverless notes? What's going on, Moldoff, AZ, Astrid, Claudia? What's going on, guys? Good to have you guys on this week, guys. Just gotta make a quick post on social media. How's E-Trade executions? Pretty good. She really liked them. Just give me a second here. Let me post on my social media quick. What's going on, Nelson, Barante, Sunny? What's going on, everyone? Hopefully you guys enjoyed your weekends as much as this quarantine can. I'm trying to find a quick post here, guys. All right, there's that. What's going on, Malik, Careless? All right, guys, so I just posted that. We're going to do a little bit of a live with one of my students, Dr. Miami. He's a guy that some of you guys might know. We're going to be on Instagram Live with him, but I want to kind of go over the day first. Make sure that's right. Okay. So all right, guys. So posted that live here. It looks like my webcam's actually working, weirdly enough. You guys can see me somewhat live. So those of you guys who don't know, I guess I should post this in chat, and be going live. Gotta post that as well. What's going on, everybody? Good to have you guys on. Happy Delta. What's up, man? Sorry, guys. I'm just making a couple posts. Apologize about this. And then we'll go over today's day. He might be in a procedure. All right. So, guys, today was basically, one of those days where, I focused a lot today on, basically sizing up and taking some smaller size with my accounts. And I did a really good job with that. I didn't oversize in any one position. I kind of kept my account about 20% of the total value of my account was like my max trades today. I didn't want to take any big positions at all because I wanted to get back to the basics. I wanted to get back to a point where, basically I get back to square one. After the 1K to 1 million challenge, I did that in about 109 business days. And once I got to that point, over this past couple of days, I've been thinking a lot. And I was like, I either take a couple of weeks off and let my mind reset, or I take the size back a little bit, make sure my account value gets traded no more than 30% of the account value in any one trade. And that's the reality of what I was trying to do this week. And it's really not that easy to make sure that I do something like that because I've had struggles where once my challenge is over, then I kind of I'm like, okay, it's a sigh of relief. I finish, and then I start I get to this point where it's no longer, me just trying to stay green every day. It's me trying to hit home runs every day. And, during the challenge, obviously you guys can tell, it wasn't about hitting home runs every day. It was about taking the trades when they're there. And the easiest way for me to do that is by taking low size, small amount of size. And when I take a smaller amount of size, I am able to get entries that are my typical entries of buying on the dips or letting a PR run out of the gates and then buying it on consolidation areas, and then doing that time and time and time again. But when I get too much size, when I get too much greed, when I get a little sour or south, when I start getting things south, is when I take too much size. It's when I start thinking to myself, okay, well, if I would have sized up in this one stock, in this one time, in this one position, I could have made $50,000, $100,000, right, in this one trade. Why didn't I do that? And then I take that mindset and mentality to the next trade, And that next trade then becomes a $20,000 loss. And now my brain's all skewed, right? Now I'm like, okay, if I take smaller size and take a smart entry and let the thing work out, I could turn that into a green trade. But this game that we play is all about emotional and psychological, capabilities, guys. At the end of the day, when we come to the screens every morning, we have to keep ourselves in check. Making sure our body's right, making sure our sleep's right, making sure your social life is right, making sure everything around you is right. You have to do everything you can to get yourself in a scenario where you can be the best person you can be when you come to the screens every morning, okay? And I mean that. I focus a lot on my diet, even though it's not the best, but I did a 3-week cleanse, and then I kind of, I'm not going to lie, I went to Taco Bell right after the cleanse, but after that, I've been kind of scaling back up. And it's okay, it's okay to kind of, slowly get back into things, or, treat yourself sometimes. It's not a bad thing, but the long-term goal is always make yesterday better than today, make yesterday worse than, or make yesterday better than today. So, I think I skewed that up. I think I'm having brain farts, but make yesterday. You want to make sure when you're worrying about yesterday, make sure today is better than yesterday. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know why I couldn't get that out. So make today better than yesterday, and you live that kind of life, you'll be just fine. So I don't know why I was struggling so hard to get that out. But anyways, so I focus like that, and all those things kind of go into my trading career. It's not just about numbers on a screen and studying. There's a lot of things that come with this. People think, why don't you just go on the screens and make money? It's not like that at all. You got to make sure your mental game is right. You got to make sure, for me, physically, I have to work out 4 days a week, sometimes 5 days a week. Sometimes I run a little bit on the weekends, or I'll do some things. But you got to make sure, for me, that all that's right before I can exceed on what I'm doing on the screens, because it's all kind of come together to make your best self, right? So today, and this weekend, I was thinking after yesterday, or on Friday, being up $10,000 in SAVA, I was like, why in the world didn't I lock that up, take some small trades the rest of the day, and walk away up, 12, 13, 14,000? Well, I went back to my old self, getting too greedy, trying to push for a home run, trying too hard, right? And when I try too hard, I get myself into losers. And I went from a plus 10,000 to minus 6,700, just like that. And that is what I wasn't going to have this week. I wanted to get smaller size, take a step back, take the stress off, give myself a full week of just recovery, kind of like when you're working out, You give yourself the weekend to recover. Well, this is kind of my recovery week, okay? This is kind of my size back. Make sure I stick to the proper plans, processes that I've always created for myself. And then over time, start to scale back up again, okay? But over time is key, right? And at the end of the day, when you do things like that, things will start to come back into place. But at the end of the day, when I go into a trading day or a trading week, I make sure that I have my mentality straight. And on the weekends, I start to think about what I did wrong during the last week, right? What I could do right this week. The trades that I can make that could get myself in a better position. Why I screwed up on Friday, right? There's nothing worse than going into a Friday red. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what I did. I went into a Friday red. And, it kind of leaves you salty over the weekend. But it also is a good thing, because I thought about my trading a lot more. I thought, especially on the weekends, I thought about what I should do for this upcoming week to become, a little bit better and make sure I do the things the right way. And that was, again, making sure my sizing key is smaller. And honestly, I think that can go to a lot of you guys. I think that a lot of people, if they were to take their size to a smaller amount, right? And then once they take their size to a smaller amount, what they can do, or what you can do, is once you realize you're taking a smaller amount size, I bet you start trading a little better. Look at LPCN go, guys. Should have held that overnight. I thought about it long and hard, and holding bio stocks overnight can be great, but they can also be really bad, and it's up to 117. That is that's quite a good mover there. Let's check at. It's coming back up. But so, and I took that into today's trading day, and I made sure to stick with it. And, at the end of the day today, I was up $2,700. And then after hours, I made another $2,000 just because I was taking small size and taking trades that, just taking one step at a time, right? And at the end of the day, we're up close to $5,000 now. And just like that, without pushing anything, without making it stressful, without doing anything too hard. Usually with the challenge and everything, I figure on a casual, stress-free day, I think I can average with the challenge being set with the trades that I've been making today and back then as well. I think that a casual day for me is about $10,000 in P&L. I think I can keep it low stress and do things like that. And obviously I'm going to upscale as I go along the challenge and as I continue to trade and as I continue to learn. But for right now, that is what it is. That's the way I like to make sure that it works for me. But everybody's different. Everybody has their own strategies, their own processes. Doesn't matter if you watch my guide or not. You're going to have your own strategy. You're just learning from what has worked for me, and maybe add bits and pieces to your trading repertoire that work for you, right? Because at the end of the day, not any one trader is exactly the same, whether it be different sizing, different entries, different stock analysis, looking at two different sectors, looking at things from a different volume perspective, looking at things with VWAP instead of a 13 EMA. So many variances can go on in trading that, it's just one of those things that it's time and time and time again. Learn, study, be yourself, trade your plan, no matter what, At the end of the day, we're here as an educational service to hopefully help you guys get on the right track, but at the end of the day, it's how bad do you want it, We can help, you can see what we're doing, there's always assistance, things like that, but it always comes down to your process, your plan. I'm getting a lot of messages about YCBD. What's it at? 210, man. Wow. Yeah, it's getting some fire to it. That's for sure. I've actually owned YCBD for a longer term investment. Luckily, I cut it up at 350. Maybe I was onto something here. Maybe I was right about this company. I don't know. But it's going to be funny to look back in 5 years to see this thing fly if it does. I've studied this company a lot and watched it go down all the way to 50 cents. But, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I think that there's a lot of potential towards it, a lot of hype towards it, but I can't believe it's already back up to 210. Okay, so let's go over today's trading day and go from there. So today, in the morning, I was going long YCBD. I believe. Took a small win on it. I wish that I could show you guys my prints like I did with Thinkorswim. Does anybody know, how to show prints on E-Trade? I wish that I could show prints on E-Trade. Makes it easier for me too because I can go over my entries and exits a little bit better with you guys. YCBD 215 after hours now. If there's any way, let me know. Okay, well, so far we can't. It's what I've gotten, so that's unfortunate. But anyways, so yeah, YCBD, small winner. LPCN, I started to go long out of the gates, 12,000 shares. My first average price buy was 86.65. Okay, 86.65 on LPCN was my first buys, and I'll cover that on this chart right here. Man, I missed the print thing, man. Missed out a lot. Let's see. So, I believe, let's see, what time did I get filled?
NYOS.
So, LPCN, 954. So, right in here, I believe I was getting long, 954. Yeah, I was getting long in here, seeing this nice recovery. And then I bought a little bit more in here, started to watch this consolidate, added here. I would have sold some up here, but I got up and I didn't see that. Then I waited all day in it. I started to sell some in here. And then now look, I mean, it's grinding. All right, I believe I sold it off all into here, and then I might have sold some into here. Thought about taking an entry right here for an overnight. I just couldn't get myself to do it. But, you know, at the end of the day, this thing is now up 15% after hours. So if any of you guys took that, this could be, you know, a great day. You know, so there's that trade on that. You know, decent profit on that one. Kind of, what's going on, Dylan? Good to see you still in the game. I remember Dylan. Dylan97. What's up, man? Good to have you on. Okay, there's that. OAS was an oil play. Took a small win on that one. IZEA. Can't remember on that one. Looks like a small winner. IGC, small win and then small loss. WLL took a small loser. SRNE killed me. I took like $1,000 loser on that. Yeah, maybe I can do that. For you guys on Instagram. Took $1,000 loser on that. On SRNE. On SRNE, I remember this one specifically. I started longing. Let's see. Wait, was it up here? Yeah, it was up here. So I started longing right in here. Okay. I saw this big candlestick right here. And this right here, I saw a double bottom off 8. Okay, we were gapping up. And I saw this big green candle bar come through. And we wicked right off $8 for a double bottom. Okay. So now $8 was my risk off, right? And when I saw that, I also liked that SRNE. I also like that SRNE on here. Was that volume candlestick came in. So I was long, not a great average. I think I was long on 813 average. Saw this thing pop up, and I'm like, all right, we could get above VWAP. My goal was to see this thing kind of get above VWAP and start scaling on the way up. Never got that. Broke down, and I took about $1,000 loser into the breakdown under, right in here, under 8. Unfortunately, I got stuck under 8. But at the end of the day, you know, that's trading for you guys. You know, at the end of the day, that's just what's going to happen. You know, you're going to take losers. But at least I sized in small, and it was a small loss. Okay, that was the biggest thing. LPCN was adding throughout the day, scaled out towards the end of the day. MVIS, how did that one close? MVIS, I started to see higher lows on this one. And, you know, I started to see this, and I kind of like this little thing where we had this bottom here. We broke through it, but then recovered strong. And then we kind of showed that this was resistance again, or this was support again. Okay, and then a higher low there. And then I really liked it right in there with that recovery with a higher low, and this thing came up to 96, and then we folded, and I was like, what the hell? So I sold off most at 92, was my risk off, and that started to get eaten. The rest I sold off at like 88, and took like a 5, 6, I think it was like $700 loser on that one. YCBD, I had a perfect entry on YCBD. Classic, oh my gosh, look at this thing go. Classic mistake on, I can't believe this, what kind of recovery this is making. Did they have good earnings? They must have. EPS, 40 cents beats. Okay, that's pretty good. Sales, 9.3 million. Missed was 11.3 million. So, you know, at the end of the day, I've been watching this one, and my long area was right there, okay? So, been watching this one, you know, pop up, come down, pop up, come down, right? VWAP I always use. So I like to see higher lows. That's what we're seeing. A lot of people were watching this on the radars. The weed sector was kind of heating up with ACB. And I saw this thing break below here, 160, right? We got below 160. Oh, what's going on in Real Dr. Miami? Cool. So let me just do this quick. Give me like 1 minute, and then we'll get you live on here. If you guys don't know, we're going to do a little recap of the Real Dr. Miami and how his starting with trading's been going, and kind of, what he's learned from the guide, and just kind of see analysis of the past couple months of what he's learned on his own and with Normagnol trading and everything. So good to have you on, man. Just give me like 1 more minute and we'll be good to go. So we have this movement here, right? And then it came down, and I was trying to go long 157, popped back up, and I thought I was long 20,000 shares, but I was long 200 shares because I'm still getting used to E-Trade Pro. So that was unfortunate. Could have been a nice trade on that one. And I looked, and it was like 170 at the time. I was like long 157. I was like, okay, should be up pretty good. I look back, it's 170. I'm like, okay, here it on the scanner, should be up good. And here we are. I have 200 shares instead of 20,000. So probably a good thing because I was sizing in a little too much, a little more than a fifth of my account, but or a fourth of my account. But whatever the case, that's part of trading. So if you guys are ready to tune in, we're going to go live with the Real Dr. Miami here on Instagram Live now. Let me post it. I'm live with the Real Dr. Miami going over his trading start. Cool. Let me post this quick. Those of you guys don't know, my Instagram is CamTheMan363. Again, my Instagram is CamTheMan363. Post that in here. Yeah, so I'm gonna be going live with the Real Dr. Miami on Instagram. So good to have him on. And then so that was kind of my trading day. We're up. Oh wow! So I'm actually in DVAX right now, about $1,100 more after hours. Didn't realize it took off like that. Wow, look at that. That's a perfect trade there. So I just took that off. That trade, we just locked up $1,200 to finish the day at $5,700. If it gets above 7, we'll let it go, but we're going to go live here. You guys just watched me execute that trade. We just got above 7 on DVAX there. Had good news on it. Took an entry, perfect entry, and all right, see if we can get this going here. See if that. Okay. Can you send me another link? I'm not very good with this Instagram Live. Let's see if we can send me another link there. This is only probably my second or third time doing this, so. Or send me another invite there, Dr. Miami. Let's see if I can figure this out. Go live. Let's see if that works. All right, guys. Those of you guys on YouTube, join us on Instagram Live, CamTheMan363. CamTheMan363.
We're good.
How are you, man?
Doing some surgery.
Oh, great. Good to see that.
Just finishing up a busy day.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. Let me see if I can. Okay, cool. So we got everybody live. So good to have you on. This is everybody. I mean, this is gonna be the Real Dr. Miami. You started with me. You found me like 2 months ago, right?
Yeah, when a lockdown happened, my son, my 7-year-old son said, "Dad, I want to day trade." I said, "Don't be ridiculous. That's gambling. You don't know anything about it." He said, "No, Dad, I want to learn. I can do it." So slowly, he kind of talked me into looking it up, and then I found you.
Yeah.
And I was just so impressed,
Yeah.
Day after day, how you come on and just talk about your moves and what you do and how you like you say it. You teach a man to fish. You don't just give him fish. You teach the skill set so people can do it themselves, which I think is very cool. And I love the way, kind of like the way I do surgery on social media. You know, like when you're good at something, I think you let people in to see how it's done. You're not like secretive about it. There's nothing to hide. It's like you just want the more people that know how to do what you do, just the better the world is. You know?
Yeah.
It's not like a zero-sum game. You know? And even in the market, the more people that play the market, the more money comes into the market, the more there is for everybody, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and so, I mean, it's good to have you on again, and yeah, it's kind of like that, you know, like when I first started nomadmiltrading.com, you know, I was doing it more to like let people in on the possibilities of what is out there, you know, because I know that there's a lot of us that kind of look at things like, you know, we don't really see the reality of what can happen, and I'm glad that I was able to kind of show that to you day in and day out. That was kind of my perspective of, even though I've done other challenges in the past, trying to document that one as best as I could with TraderView and with coming on here every single day and explaining everything with all my prints and everything, was to kind of give you guys like an understanding of exactly kind of like what I do. And then with that challenge, I hopefully motivate a lot of people, which I can tell it helps a little.
The hell out of my son. I mean, you're like a hero in our house.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So
it's not easy. It's really not easy. It's really, really hard.
Yeah.
Day trading. It requires, just like you say, like time and energy and education and learning about the market and just, doing, it's hard. It's not a get rich quick scheme.
No.
And you show that, you don't like promote it as like, oh, it's just buy here, sell there. You'll be a millionaire in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Tell people it took you years, your whole journey. 16-hour days, reading, studying. You have green days, you have red days. That's the reality.
Yeah. Yeah. So and that's kind of the perspective of the way I was kind of trying to show it. Is I like to stream more, as crazy as it sounds, on my red days, because I feel like that kind of shows people, like, sometimes they think it's not real just because I'm coming on every day green. I'm going to do my best to stay green, but there are times where, you make mistakes, and I got stuck in that offering, or, on Friday I kind of messed up just because I got kind of cocky and just kind of, like I was saying, my sizing. I was getting too overconfident with my size, and, when you do that, it takes seconds to just flip your whole mindset of, once you dip red, then you can just keep digging and just keep digging, right? So
I did that.
Yeah, I remember you showing me a couple of those, and I was trying to get you to, size down a little bit, and we work on that, but, it's...
Get better at picking my size.
Yeah, and so it's cool to watch your progress, and, honestly, I've been trying to keep in touch with you just because, you took those great notes and kind of getting an understanding of what has helped you the most with what I do, maybe with the guide or just in general, I guess, whether it be on live streams or whether it be, with the guide or anything like that. I guess what has helped you the most in terms of, just creating more confidence for yourself?
Man, I think it's one of those things I don't think you can learn from somebody else. You have to make your own mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So but then seeing you every day go live and talk about your day and go over it, that's very, very motivating. Like, it keeps, like there are days that are red days and you're just like, this is stupid. I'm never going to be good at this. But then you come on and then you show your red day, or you show, oh, I didn't do this trade perfectly. I could have done it better. I wish I would have hung up. And so you realize that no matter how good you are, there's always something you can learn more. And, my whole OR staff is into you, man. Like, my surgical assistant is started trading now too. Just like
that's
learning.
awesome.
So it's like something that we bond over. So it's really cool.
Yeah,
and the Discord helps. The Discord, your chat room, your free chat room really helps.
Yeah.
It's free, and there's varying levels of experience in that room. So you have to take everything with a grain of salt, including things that I say in there.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 2 months, so don't take any of my stock advice ever.
Exactly, yeah. Well, and, I try and do my best with the red being people that I've been with the longest, and, it is tough because I got so many people coming in, and there's so many different skill levels, right? So it's like, some people say this, some people are just here to just screw around and just, say whatever. And then I try and do my best to get that out. And then there's others that are I know people have been trading for over 30 years. And those guys.
Jordan is awesome. And, like, I've been through your education site there. Man, you got books and links and, like, everything that you need is there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Everything that someone would ever want it's on your Discord. And you put it all there for free. It's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and I do my best with that stuff. And, it's just the years and years of just trying to grind it out, man. So,
cool, man. Kudos. Yeah. Look, I'll tell you my story. You saw my account, right? I just like, well, whatever. I don't want to say how much it was, but it was, a decent amount to day trade with. I'm like, look, give it a shot.
Yeah.
First week, I'm up 10 grand. Second week, I'm up 20 grand. I'm like, this is easy, man. This is like no big deal. Let me just get some monitors, and forget it. It's fun.
Yeah, yeah.
And then like that, I made every mistake in the book. FOMO, chasing, bag holding, everything. And then, but it was good education.
Yeah, I mean, and I always say that as fun and as good as it feels to when you start out, I've had a couple of buddies who started this recently, and they're like, yeah, the first 3 days I made all this money and it's been so awesome. And in my opinion, that is the biggest red flag, the biggest problem is you start so high, and then you feel like you're just invincible, and then and in one day you crash and burn. And I would rather see some of my students and people go start red or start and it sounds bad, but
you said, hey man, your size is a little big there. I'm like, what could go wrong? I'm like, the only bags I want to hold are made of silicone.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go.
I don't want to hold any stock bags, that's for sure.
There you go.
You gotta learn.
Yeah, and either way, whether you start red or green, the longer you stick in it, the more you're going to learn, the more you're going to realize, when you have a red day, it doesn't feel great, but, you learn, in my opinion, you learn more on your red days than your green days, so.
And I think the trick is to keep the red days smaller than the green days. I figured that out.
Yeah.
If you keep your red days smaller than your green days, in the long run, you'll be okay.
Yeah, that's probably the right way to look at it.
I'm no mathematician, but I figure mathematically it works out.
It does.
Working. And so they're asking questions down there. I'm about to do the final snap. You texted me just as I was finishing up my last case of the day. I'm just going to put the last patient on Snapchat and head out.
Okay.
But, they're calling me back there. But
all good, man.
Awesome, man. Keep it up, Cam. Keep it up.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You got fans. You got fans everywhere. Just so you know.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and let's keep this train rolling on the green side, right?
Yeah. Stay green.
All right, man.
And take care.
Enjoy it. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, that's cool to have him on. So yeah, that was just kind of somebody who, the Real Actor Miami. He's been awesome. He's been learning a lot from my video series guide, and he sent me some of his notes, and he has been study. That guy keeps himself extremely, extremely busy, and good for him. He's putting in the time. He's a surgeon, but he puts in the time, and he wants to learn and potentially bond with his son over this. So him and his son kind of study and go over that stuff. So that's awesome. I've been super excited to see him progress over the past couple months, and hopefully he keeps it up. So I hope he doesn't fade out but he's obviously he's a very, very smart guy. So I think that he's very well equipped to succeed in this industry without any question. His mindset, the way he's grown his social media, those type of people succeed at a lot of things they do. It's just all about making sure you're being smart about your decisions in life, really. whether it be trading, mentally, psychologically, emotionally, physically, whatever. So, but yeah, so you guys weren't on IG Live, but we just locked up another $1,100 trade. I traded DVAX 3 times, 3 winners. We now have a total realized gains of the day of $5,745.20. I sold my DVAX. My entry on that last position was 645 entry and then 699 exit. So the reason why I liked it was because of the COVID-19 news. And, at the end of the day, that is what it is. You have to be smart about your entries. And I'll go over this last trade that I made, and I was potentially going to hold it after our pre-market, but that's okay. I'm going to lock up my day up 5,700, and all was small size, guys. So DVAX, I saw this thing consolidating here. Okay. DVAX was a consolidation play here through here, and we had one drop here, then we had a drop here, and now we're talking about an hour of consolidation. And this catalyst has been running time and time again. Okay, so I had no problem taking an entry. So my first entry was actually I was in at 550 or 540. Sorry, right. Let's find the 540 line. So right there, I got long. Sold off into that quick pop. My last sells was 579. The high was 584 on that candle. I thought about getting re-long on the dip at 570 or 560. Couldn't pull the trigger. Couldn't get enough confidence. Wasn't enough consolidation. Very quick move up. And then, not enough consolidation there for me. Then this thing rips all the way to 778. I let it rip. Okay. I take my first 1,000 shares at 660. I take my second 1,000 shares at 620. What was it? Let's look. Let's look at my prints. Sorry, guys. Where did it go? Let's see if I can find it here. Come on, I know it's okay. Why isn't it popping up now? That's not good. All my market buys and sells. I don't know where that went. Okay, that's weird. Is it underneath this? Where'd all my prints go? Ah, boy. Tools. Where would it be? Order entries? No. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pull it up exactly. But let's put that there. So anyways, order status, maybe that'll work. Okay, there we go. Okie dokie, there we go. So average price. Okay, so you guys can see my long there. 645 was the long. Sells at 699. My first entries on DVAX, you can see there 539 average price, 540.66 average price, and then I'm selling at 565 and 579. My second entry was 660, 627, and 639.7, and I'm scaling at 665, 660, and then I re-entered back at 642, 645, and then I'm scaling at 699. So 3 great trades on DVAX to finish my day off greener than I expected. I'm done with this thing unless we get a real nice setup. But again, the key thing is here. Obviously, huge move to the upside. Obviously, big catalyst, big PR. Obviously, the COVID-19, they have a potential vaccine. They're going to start in July. Obviously, that's huge news. With every SRNE, I can go over all these stocks that have been ripping like that. And then, so I buy it once on the way up. I don't chase any of this move. I wait for my process, my strategy, which is buy the dips. My first entry was 660. Take a first 1,000 shares there. Take my second 1,000 shares at 627. And then I added at right through here at 639-ish, I think, and then I scaled everything right through here, 665 and 660. Then I don't take any entries. This thing doesn't want to break down, so then it consolidates, right? Buyers are holding this up, sellers are holding it down, but they're not breaking below this consolidation period. We're not breaking below 617. We're not breaking below 630. Now we have a double bottom at 632-ish range, right? So now buyers are meeting sellers, sellers are meeting buyers. Now what happens here? More people are reading the PR. Okay, more people are coming home from work if they're even going to work. More people are coming to the screens and seeing this. And then you get more buyers throughout the period of time. So I have my last long was 645 right there. I was going to wait for this. We broke down, but then this candlestick right there showed me confirmation to the upside. Okay, and that right there showed me that buyers were still interested. And then once I saw this, I got long right into here at 645. Scaled out live for you guys at 699 right there. I believe it was right there. And then now we're consolidating just above 7. So you guys saw me execute my $1,100 trade there. On that, I'm done for the day with eTrade Pro. Executions are great on eTrade Pro. The time and sales in level 2 might be a hair slow. I think I can figure that out, though. I think I can speed that up. I'm still getting adjusted to it, but again, small size coming in tomorrow. Let's make some consistent trades. Let's make sure I stick to my process and my strategies by sticking small with my size until we scale up. And that's really it today, guys. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Click the icon to later for making new videos. I really appreciate that. Cheers, team, and go Hawks.